Awesome.
Ignition sequence start. 5, 4.
Here we go,
3,
folks.
2, 1, 0. Liftoff.
Hey, everybody. Happy holidays.
Happy
Welcome
holidays.
to another Tarot Today Live. Hi, Mary. Here
Hi,
we are.
Dax. Hey,
Woo!
everybody. It's Christmas
gosh.
Eve.
It's
My hair
Christmas
tingles.
Eve.
Can you hear my hair tingling?
Yes, I can hear it very loudly.
Really?
That's because your Bluetooth is right there, Anyway.
Good point.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever and whenever you may be listening to us. Tarot Today Live. You can call into the show. We are simulcasting on Blog Talk. If you're listening to us on Blog Talk, though, you really have to go over to YouTube because you got to see Mary's antlers. I've got the Santa hat on, but Mary outdid herself. Oh, my God. So come over to Tarot Today Live. We're, @ Tarot Today Live on YouTube. You can just type in tarottoday.live in a browser and it'll take you right over to the YouTube channel. And then you'll see the live, click on the live, get in the chat with us. We'd love to chat with you in there, and people are popping in. We got Maria Critz in there. Hi, everybody.
Hey, Chris. Hey, Maria.
Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the show. And we got some phone callers calling in. You can call us at 714-816-4628. We simulcast on Saturdays. Mondays, it's YouTube only, but we are simulcasting here on Saturday, Christmas Eve. I cannot believe it's almost the end of the year. We're also going to be here New Year's Eve, folks. So tune in next Saturday as well. And we have our second to the last show of the year on Monday. We'll be doing that on the channel. So 714-816-4628 is the number you dial in. As soon as you get through, press 1 on your dial pad. That will let us know that you want to be live on air. 714-816-4628. But you can also, like I said, join us in the chat and you can ask questions in there. Right, Mary?
Yes.
How do people request a reading? Yeah.
Well, what's interesting is, look, you don't have to request a reading. You just say, pull a card for me, please. Mm-hmm. If you just want a general reading, or if they have a burning question they want a reading on, they can just type out their question and we'll find it and we'll give you the reading. And that's kind of all you have to do. You don't have to check back in the chat and say, are you still doing reading? And you don't have to
spam the chat.
Please. No spamming.
Yes. Yeah, I know a lot of people think that because we haven't got to their reading yet, that we didn't see it or something like that. We go back, scroll back to the beginning, and we go through the chat and take the requests, as they pop up in the chat. And yeah, we might skip somebody and then come back to them or something like that. But there's no need to, keep spamming in, pull a card for me, or whatever your question is, spamming the question. And if we haven't got to you yet, it's just because we haven't got to you yet. there's phone calls, there's other people in the chat. We're taking everything in the order it comes in. Yes. So, I got to show you. Have you seen all the crazy stuff on the news and the weather and 1,800 flights canceled or something, and people are stranded, and the snow, and guess what? Tower card.
Oh my God.
That's right. I saw the Tower card and I had already heard a little bit of the news. I was like, oh, well, this doesn't surprise me, Surprise, unexpected happenings, folks. Hey, it could be a good thing. It could be a good surprise. You're not expecting your son or daughter to show up and they show up for Christmas, or, or your parents, or I don't know, brother, sister, whatever, cousins. It could be a surprise like that. It could be a Christmas surprise as well, but people like to always put a negative connotation on the tower, and it is generally thought of as sudden, unexpected change. And man, there's a lot of that today. There's a lot of it. I'm telling you, be careful out there. If you're still Christmas shopping, God forbid you're still shopping. You know, you can order it on Amazon and they'll deliver it to your door, right? I mean, I do not shop anymore. And I was out, actually, I had to do an MRI yesterday at the VA, and visiting Doug in his rehab and things like that, Mary. And the traffic here in Tucson, oh my God, you think LA is bad, and San Diego, I mean, it's insane here. And I'm like, really, you people all waited to the last minute this year? And but the numerology, the 24th Christmas Eve is always a 6. Interesting to think. 2 plus 4 is 6, 20, the 24th. And so that is that nurturing energy and hearth and home and all that kind, you know, it's a return to balance and harmony after the chaos of 5. And so it's always perfect for Christmas Eve and spending time with family and friends. Interestingly, though, this year, the entire date, 12/24/2022, we know it's a 6-year, plus the 12th month would be a 3 and the 6, and it comes out to 6. So the date reduces to 6, and so does the day. Double 6 energy today, Mary. What did you get for a card today? Card of the day.
I drew a card from the Pegasus Oracle because nothing says Christmas like Pegasus.
Like Pegasus. I thought you were going to say unicorns.
You're right. Nope. This time it's the Pegasus Oracle by Elena Fairchild with really beautiful artwork by Ekaterina Golovanova. And I love this deck, not because it's particularly oracular or, you know, I do the
fantastic
most fabulous readings with it. Right. Yeah. It's just because somebody made a Pegasus Oracle. Like, who would have thunk that, you know? I guess
who would have thunk?
Yeah. Elena Fairchild thunk it. She had a dream. She writes about it in this book and some other book too. But the card that I got was Pegasus of the Emerald Heart. See that? The Pegasus of the Emerald Heart coming right.
And I love green. You know, it's like I got a green color to it.
Right. It's the heart chakra. And that's kind of what this card is about. You know, this deck also, like every card has an affirmation with it. So let me read you the one for today's card, Pegasus of the Emerald Heart. And the affirmation is through unconditional love, divine grace, and enlightened wisdom, I open to healing. And what do? Oh, I embrace the gifts of freedom through forgiveness. And so that's really a heart chakra thing, the idea of forgiveness and freedom and self-love and openness to life for the spiritual benefit of all beings. Wow. That's a lot to do. You know, I don't know how many people are going to hear this and think, oh, do I want to do all of that for the spiritual well-being of all beings? Maybe some people do. At least think about those ideas of forgiveness and how that creates freedom within your heart, you know, for yourself and others. This is a time of year where, you know, there's a lot of gatherings, you know, and sometimes, you know, even it's a cliche when family gatherings go a little awry and, you know, end up in the arguments that we've had for decades that we never resolved. All of that stuff, if you're holding any grudges, if you have a grudge like the Grinch, you want to release that. Release it and open your heart, at least for your own well-being. So that's what I got.
Awesome. Very, very good. Very, very good. Let's see. We got some more phone calls coming in, and some of them haven't raised their hand, so they might be just listening to the show. That's another thing you can do. But if you've dialed in and you want to be live on air with us, remember to press 1 on your dial pad. That'll let us know you want to be live on air. Otherwise, we assume you're just listening to the show. That's perfectly
Raises your
fine.
arm.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. Hey, Mary. So before we do anything else, let's take a phone call.
Let's take a phone call.
Yeah.
I'm
In
excited.
fact, we're going to my neck of the woods, area code 520. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from? 520.
Oh, guys. Oh my God. Thank you.
Who is it?
It's Lisa.
Is that Kim?
Lisa.
I mean, Lisa.
Oh,
Sorry,
hey,
Lisa.
Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa.
Lisa.
Merry Christmas Eve.
Ho, ho, ho.
Well, I love listening to you guys. You're so bubbly and forward thinking and present moment thinking, all things that
You.
are supported today to do. I was going to I have a question. I spontaneously invited myself over to a woman's house tomorrow. She's spending it by herself. She is a fundamentalist, which is good. It was at a time in my life. I've known her for decades, but when I was going through some struggles before my relationship, before he died, which he died recently, I was spending the night on her couch, and we'd stay up all hours of the night talking about God and reading from the Bible. She's very fundamentalist, and everybody walks their path, and that's good.
Yeah.
And she's been wanting me to keep coming over, but I'm not that wounded dog anymore. I've kind of, I'm in a different place. So I found out she was spending Christmas by herself, and I said, well, I'd like to. She's always asking me to come over. And I said, I'd like to come over. So then I asked her if it's okay to invite my neighbor, who I love to pieces, and then my other neighbor. They're two men, and they're all on their own paths. And she said, yes, but she's fundamentalist. Now, she does have a homeless person that's lived in her driveway for almost 2 years, and he says he's a former addict. I don't believe that he's super clean, but she's kind of a little bit naive. But anyway, how's this going to go tomorrow?
How's it going to go? That's a real question. You got a mixture.
My one, it's his story. He's gay, and I love him to pieces. I adore him, and I.
Who's gay? I've lost track of all these people. Who's gay?
I know. I'm lost. Like, which one are we talking about is gay?
One of my neighbors who lives next to me, who I adore, and
that's the neighbor that you invited to go with you to.
Ladies whose house you invited yourself to. I love this.
Two, 2 neighbors. They're both men, and we all live separately. And so, anyway, she says that's fine. Invite whoever you want. I talked to her today. The problem. And there is no problem. I'm manifesting glory here. But I told my neighbor who's gay, who I adore, and I haven't told anyone else that he's gay. I mean, that's his story. That's his prerogative. Whatever. So I just tell him, be careful with her because I said,
don't be gay? Like on South Park? Don't be so gay.
I'm ready to defend him and protect him if anything comes up, which I'm not manifesting that. How do you see the cards?
How do we see this? It sounds like the island of misfit toys, like everybody coming together with the individuality.
It sounds like I created just another dysfunctional family.
That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah, I guess I'm.
Are you going first, or am I going first?
Let me go first. I got it. Look,
for my name.
Lisa, the central card that comes up is all about love.
Okay, Lisa, stop talking. We're talking now.
Yes.
Stop for a second. Go ahead, Mary.
For the love of Mike. No. So Lisa, look, it is all about the love. The Ten of Cups is the first card that comes up there. And that is a sense of family too, and it being a heartfelt thing. Hey, we have the Hierophant. He shows up in the past position. And so a lot of, I guess, you could say he's the high priest, in the deck, so a lot of those, the benefit of her teachings to you in the past, of course, are always going to inform the relationship. We have the Seven of Wands overlooking everything. So there is a sense of like, with that Ten of Cups, with the Nine of Wands underneath it, this is how I'm seeing this, people. I feel like it's saying, like, let your guard down a little bit. Okay. I mean, we're worried about these things, we're thinking about these things, but they're just potentials that don't have to happen. And because I feel like you're saying, like, I'm manifesting glory, which I love that statement. And it's saying, like, keep doing that, stay in the heart space. And in the outcome position, we have the Ace of Swords. So this might signal like this is a good kind of new starting place for maybe you and the fundamentalist lady, or maybe even with some of your neighbors that you invited. It's like I'm seeing really all good things, and to stay in that space. But let's see what Dax is getting.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same way. And it's funny because a little warning did come in, and it's perfectly along the lines of what you just said, Mary. So, but here's the main thing. How's it going to go? Okay, Nine of Cups. The wish come true card in tarot. But look at all the cups and look at the smile on his face, and everybody's going to have their eggnog or what have you. And yeah, I mean, this is how it's going to go. It's going to be good. Now, the warning thing is the Eight of Swords. Of course, 8 is abundance, but there's an abundance of swords, which are thoughts or ideas. So in this kind of a question, when this comes up, it's like, are you overthinking this? And I really think you are. you're way overthinking this. Okay. And that's the only thing that could sabotage it. Right, Mary?
Yeah, I think so. I think Lisa, you already have the right idea to like manifest glory and, manifest a good time. And, the same with your neighbors. I know, you've got their back if necessary, but, it doesn't have to go there. There's a lot of different ways that people celebrate the holiday, regardless of what their belief systems are. And, the main thing that brings us together is the idea of like, hey, we're coming together, we're breaking bread together, we're sharing this occasion, and focus on that, focus on the harmony.
I hope that helped you out, Lisa. Have a great time tomorrow. And you can tell us on Monday or next week sometime. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see. We got a bunch of questions and people popping into the chat.
Exciting.
Chally's in there. Jesse, Growing Old with Purpose. Rosie's here.
Hey,
Ash
everybody.
is back.
Cool.
Chaitra. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Probably butchering it, but it sounds so nice. Oh, and Sharon's there. Hi, Sharon. Sharon says,
Hi, Sharon.
Happy Christmas Eve. That's
Happy
right.
Christmas Eve.
So before we go to the chat questions, though, let's take another phone call real quick. Because last week we did the chat first, and I figured this week we'll do the calls first here. Area code 475 is next. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Stanford,
Hello.
Connecticut.
Hi.
Hello,
I wasn't sure if you wanted to be live on air or not, because I wasn't sure if you raised your hand, but I thought I'd see and say happy
I
Christmas Eve. Oh, okay. Well,
Thank you very much.
thanks for popping on, and go ahead. Yeah, we'd love to.
Okay, a friend of mine and I were talking about a business opportunity, and she wants to open up a kind of a healing center where we're doing,
Okay.
Reiki and things of that sort. And we were discussing it. She wants to bring her family and her kids in, and she seemed a little unsure or dislocated where she actually wants to go with this. And I tried to explain to her what we can and can't do. So I was wondering if you could pull some cards on what kind of opportunity, can come for her and myself and those around her.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I'm going first, Mary, I guess, and
Yeah.
let's take a look at that real quick. This looks really good to me. First of all, the two of you show up here. And I know if you're on the radio, you're probably not seeing the YouTube, but you can see us on YouTube. Go over and see the cards and everything, tarottoday.live. And you're showing up as we got the King of Swords, we got the Queen of Cups here. I think you're going to be more the mental part of it, and she might be more the emotional part of it. I think that you have the business sense. And then the very first card I got was the 10 of coins. You can't get better than that. I mean, it looks really promising for over time, because that's the legacy card. So it's over time, this could be a really good thing. Following your passions, Ace of Wands, a new opportunity, career. This is a perfect card to get for this. And as long as I feel like the message coming through too is that you should, stick to, God, how do I put this? So, stick to the passions, stick to the reasons why you guys want to do this center, and the people you're going to help, and the modalities you're going to use, and don't get tied up with all of the the business aspect of it, and the details. And if you have to hire somebody to do the books, I mean, I feel like that's the only problem here is doing that aspect of the business. I mean, you have to remember it's a business, but you also have to remember the why. I want you to concentrate on the why. And then, hey, Three of Coins, there's that collaborative effort, multiple people coming together on a project. I mean, everything I'm getting says, yes, go for this. What about you, Mary?
Aha. Well, what I'm getting, and this is pretty good. I mean, I do feel like, we're going into this with the right intentions. We have the Knight of Cups. This is like following our heart. And that Knight of Cups goes right into the Knight of Pentacles. Take your time with this. And the real reason you need to take your time with this, you and your friend, and other friends, is you need, the Seven of Wands comes up in this way, and we have the Lover's card. That combination together is saying you need to take your time in putting this together and make sure you've got something that is gonna make it stand out. It's not enough that it's in a place for healing. I mean, there's lots of places for healing. Everybody has their own, ideas of where they're going for healing, that kind of stuff. I don't know how big the city is, if there's much competition. I'm not seeing the competition is a problem, but I feel like for this to be successful, for people to want to come to it and develop a business where you're in the black and not in the red, you got to have like at least one really good thing that is like the signature of that place. Okay. And look, the Moon card comes up, so there's some uncertainty after we get this rolling. Maybe we've got the one thing that, like, this is our specialty. This is what will help us get known for. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Now, there could be a month's time frame or so where you feel like wow, is it really connecting with people? Like what's going on? I feel like, somewhere along in the beginning, you guys are just going to have a rough month where it's like nothing bad happens, but all the doubts are starting to seep in and take over. And just know you need to get through that without freaking out, without doing something crazy, without giving up, really. And then you get to the Emperor card. And the Emperor card to me is great because it's such a sense of stability. It's like you guys could like rule the scene there. You could become like the healing place. So figure out what's the one thing that makes you stand out from any other options that people might have.
It's like that with a lot of businesses. Yeah. I hope that helps you out. We're going to pop back over to the chat here. And Maria wants to know, my friend Yasin, Danish, I guess he's Danish, feelings for me. Does he love me, kind of thing? And you're up first. So here, I'll just pop your camera.
Does he love me?
Does he love me? Yes.
Well, feelings are complex, even love, my God, is very complex. So it's time for the Love Notes Oracle, because what helps us better deal with questions of such complex nature than a very simple deck like this? And what I'm getting is, how does he feel for you? I'm not laughing. He feels the number 6. That's how he feels. He feels like 6.
Oh, it's the 6th day here. The numerology.
Maybe that's why, So maybe the number 6 is significant in some way. I mean, to me, 6s are in a sense of things like getting better, and even revisiting the past sometimes, because I always think of the 6 of Cups, but I also think of the 6 of Swords, like, okay, things are improving. So his feelings may be increasing, because I do see the number 6 as an increase happening. And then what else? What else do you need to know? Because it's kind of a little bit of an obtuse answer, right? He feels a number 6 for me. Am I supposed to feel comfortable with that? I wouldn't. And this deck is so simple sometimes that it really isn't all that helpful. But I love it. I love this deck. Love rebalances, So, think of the Justice card with that, the idea of rebalancing. There's something about you that makes him feel like, okay, I feel good. I feel centered. You're not throwing him off balance. You're not throwing him for a loop, in any of those things. And then, what we have in the end, and I just love the imagery in this card, is do what you love. But look, they're kissing and hugging, and little cupids are around. So,
oh wow,
this looks good to me. I feel like he has, positive feelings about you, and that you're having. And one of the things that he feels, especially, and I think it's important, is that you make him feel good in some way. You make him feel like balanced, centered. And that's really important, because we don't like people that don't make us feel good, right? Somebody throws us off kilter all the time, unless people have like an obsession with drama, then they don't want it. They don't want to feel that way all the time. So I think you guys are off on a good foot there, but let's see what Dax is getting.
Oh, it's so funny too, because you got that 6 and I got the 6 of Swords. It's that slow progress towards your goal. See, this is the thing. I am not getting a lot of negative cards saying this is not going to work. I am not getting a lot of great cards like, 2 of Cups, the Lover's card, things like that. It's right in the middle. It could go either way. You're making the slow, steady progress, but and along the lines of, some of the things Mary was saying, I get this 4 of Swords, which is, taking a step back, thinking outside of the box on the relationship, reevaluating the relationship, taking a look at things. That's what I'm getting. Oh, and a little warning here, the 5 of Coins, which is like literally feeling like you're out in the cold kind of thing, which, that in relationships, especially if it's new and you're trying to get things going, you might feel that way, but that could be a mistake, because you're going to attract in what you're putting your attention on, so if you're feeling like the crying over spilt milk card, that's not helping the situation. You want to focus in on, you want to step back, reevaluate the whole relationship, take a look at everything, and also get your mindset in the right place where you are putting out there to the universe, this is how I want the relationship to be. And you can create a visualization. You can write it all down on a piece of paper. What are you guys doing together? And, how are you feeling about him? And how is he feeling about you? And, write a lot of the details down. You'll be surprised how that helps. Okay. So the next one, Mary, came from, let's see. It's Crit, one of our regulars. Hi. And I always say Crit because I don't want to butcher their names. It's like I do that with a lot of people here. Is like I kind of, I look at their name and whatever pops in my head, that's what I'm calling them. Don't be offended, folks. It's just because I'm bad at pronouncing. So what's going on with Crit here is just, it's perfect for Christmas. Just a simple, what blessings are coming from me on Christmas? I think that's pretty nifty. Well, whatever I know. And it's like, whatever's going on with you, anything where there's, oh gosh, anything challenging. I mean, it can literally be like a court case, but, anything like that, justice is going to be served. That's what the justice card is saying to me, and it's also a card of balance here. Also, this is a great time of year. The end of the year is always perfect for this, is to just take a look at what you're attached to that's no longer serving you. The devil card shows up, and this is a card of attachments, what we attach ourselves to. And it could be, old habits that are no longer serving you, relationships, beliefs that no longer serve you, take a look at that. And so the blessing that would be coming from that through, here at Christmas time, for me is getting free of that. And then it also opens up room for the new to come in. Did you get anything, Mary?
I got stuff.
I got stuff.
I did. I pulled a card from the Angel Power deck, which is these adorable little teeny tiny cards. They're just teeny tiny. I pulled one card from that and one big giant crystal card. Look at the difference. Isn't that crazy? But this is interesting. So this one, I think it's really speaking to the blessing, and it's sort of similar to what Dax was saying. The power of transformation takes away the old and gives the new. And see the stars and the moon. So, that may be the blessing coming, is like maybe this Christmas sort of marks the beginning of a transformation that's going to be positive in your life. And then, the other thing that kind of, it's weird, I think it goes along actually with that, is the crystal card that came up is lapis lazuli or lapis lazuli.
Look at that. Wow.
And on this deck is connected to past life, which definitely, some people work with lapis, for so many reasons. People have been working with lapis for thousands of years, literally. So maybe look into lapis too, and like the metaphysical meanings of it, because it's a lot of variation there, and see if you don't resonate with something when you're doing that. Just Google lapis lazuli, meanings, metaphysical meanings, and all kinds of amazing things will come up. But let's not leave this idea of message on the card being past life, and we just saw the other card talking about going through a transformation. Let's go of the old and brings the new. Maybe part of what you're letting go of is sort of like a past life. Maybe it is, maybe. I mean, if we want to get like out there, maybe you have been carrying around an issue from the past life that has been weighing you down as unnecessary baggage that it's time to let go of and sweep in new, more positive and wonderful things. That's what I get.
Yeah. Oh, lots of people popping in. Danny, and let's see.
Hi, everybody.
I think the next question is going to be from Chai. We also got some phone calls coming in, so we'll be going back to the phone calls in just a sec. Hey, I just sent out a news update. If you didn't get it in your email box, you're probably not signed up on the website yet. So go over to thetarotguild.com. And at the top of any page, click sign up. Then you can use your Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. I mean, a whole bunch of different things. Or you can just put in a email address and password and sign up for free on thetarotguild.com. You'll get our news updates. And I talked about our recent workshop that we did on asking the best questions of the tarot. It's actually available here on the YouTube channel. Yeah. And it's also available on the website. Our video section on the website actually has everything, or virtually everything, on it as well. But you'll find free workshops and learnings and all kinds of videos, as well as all of our past lives, are all archived there on our YouTube channel there. Also on that.
Sorry.
What happened?
Wait. I just think it's funny that all our past lives are archived on the channel.
They are. All our past lives are archived on the channel.
But yeah, I mean, what if it was our past lives?
Exactly. Yeah. I meant past live streams, but past lives, they are our past lives, kind of, if you think about it. It's how we were a week ago, or 2 years, or 15 years. Yeah, because hey, we've been doing this for 13 years, folks. Another thing I mentioned on there was, okay, Christmas is tomorrow, and normally we'd have Magic Universe on the radio, but Sharona obviously is going to take that off, but she will be back in January on, I believe it's the 8th. I should have this stuff up so that I'm actually saying the right stuff, Mary. Yeah. Give me a second. I'm just going to bring up the update so I make sure I'm telling everybody the right stuff here, because I don't want to mess anything up. Holiday update. Okay. So yeah, you can go to the website, and in the news section, just click on holiday update, and it says the Tower card and more. Because remember, I got the Tower card. Yeah. Okay. So it's Joe Montalone. I don't know. I'm probably butchering that. Anyway, Tarot Master Teacher Joe. He's going to be back with Sharona on January 8th. Okay. And of course, we will be back, Mary and I, this Monday, right after Christmas. So come join us on YouTube. Tell us about your, what toys did you get for Christmas? Yeah.
What did you get?
What good stuff. So we'll be hanging out with you there. And there's a link to that free workshop, Crafting the Best Questions for Tarot. And the other thing I wanted to mention was, you might have, you missed, if you didn't get in on it, I don't know how to say it. If you didn't get in on it, you missed the Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale, but don't worry, because we've got the holiday sale going through the beginning of the year. So what do we got going on with that? $200 off our Tarot by the Numbers course. So I think that's, that brings it down to $97 because it's $297. So yeah, $97, and you get your first year of membership in the Guild Premium membership for free. And you get your certified tarot reader application for your CTR certification. You get that included free as well. Another deal we've got going, maybe you don't need the course, maybe you're already a professional reader. You can get $46 off the certification right now. It's normally like $124, I think. It's $78 each level now. And you get free membership in the Tarot Guild included. You get your premium membership free. So that's 46 off. And then Mary and I are tag team readings. They're on there too. And it's $50 off, and private sessions and numerology reports. By the way, you can also, give the gift of tarot. That's right. Because we have gift certificates available for any purchase you make. So if you need a last minute thing, shoot it to me after the show there, and I will make up a gift certificate, get it out to you. You can print it out and use it today and tomorrow. Yeah, that's right. Or after, because we're going to be running this all the way through into the new year. That's right. So that is the holiday sale. And then I'm going to pop on the tag team readings in case you don't know what that is. It's what we're doing here on the show. It's Mary and I both in a private session, though. So instead of a couple of minutes on the radio show and on the YouTube lives, we can spend, a half hour, 40 minutes with you, get deep into everything. Just don't use this URL. Don't use the tag team. The first time ever, Mary, I'm telling them, don't use the tag team URL. Because you can go over to thetarotguild.com, click on that holiday sale banner that I showed you there. That'll take you right into the holiday sale, and use the link there and you will get the $50 off. Yeah. So go check that out. And then if you, of course, if you ever want to send us a cup of coffee, it's coffee.tarottoday.live. Yeah. So there you go. That's everything going on. And we've got a couple more shows before the end of the year, Mary. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah. Before we go back to the chat, we got some phone calls. We're going to go to area code 307. Caller, are you there? 307. What's your name?
I'm here. Hey,
where are you
guys,
calling from? Is that Danny?
From Wyoming. I was in the chat.
Hey.
Yep,
I saw you in the chat. Cool.
Caller.
I'm glad you found us.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas Eve to you guys.
Nice to meet you. What did you want to talk
Nice
about?
to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you too.
I really would just like to maybe touch on career going forward in the new year. Just, I don't know. I'm always spontaneous, and God only knows where I might end up, or if I, might stick with what I'm doing now.
Okay. Let's just take a look at career then. Do I go first, Dax, or do you? I can't remember.
I'll go. I'll go
good.
because right off.
I'm still shuffling.
Oh yeah, you keep shuffling because I'm getting great stuff here. So I just wanted to jump right in. Oh my God. 4 of Wands. Woo. I think things are going to go along really nice. And 4 is the number of structure in numerology. And I really feel like you'll be able to establish some foundations that you can build on going into this year, 2023. It looks really good. You will have choices. And you were talking about, staying, doing what you're doing now or doing something else. I'll reveal that in just a second, but I did want to say that I got the 2 of Wands, and in this particular version of the 2 Wands, and Wands tend to deal with career, and it's, it's the fire energy. It's what you're passionate about. It says, follow your passion, but there's 2 different paths here. There's the purple path and the green path. Personally, I would go down the purple path because I do everything purple, but but it's like you'll be presented with a couple of opportunities, or it could also be talking about, do I keep doing what I'm doing, or should I do something new or something? And here's the answer to that. I'll give you the answer flat out. Yes, do the new thing. It's the Ace of Swords. Swords are thoughts and ideas. All aces are new beginnings. And this is like a new thought, new idea, new beginning. Absolutely go for that. If whatever you do, and by the way, right next to that was the Star card. And I have to throw that in because that's a very powerful card. And that, along with that, man, powerful combination there. And whatever this is, make sure that you connect it to, again, what you're passionate about. I mean, I got, 2 wands cards, so 2 fire cards talking about that. Make sure it's what you're passionate about. Don't just do the job, the muggle job, What are you really passionate about? And as long as, and then I got this queen of coins. As long as you do it where it's connected with really honestly and in a nurturing way, helping other people. So think on that.
Loves it.
And,
Good to know.
and let's see.
Thank you.
And let's see if Mary might have some more insight here. Mary?
Pretty much what Dax was saying, I do think the new thing in the end, I got the Fool card. That's like saying, like,
take the leap.
That leap. Exactly. Take that leap of faith. However, before we get there, a couple interesting cards come up here. We have the King of Swords. I feel like it's representing you. A lot of times about if it's a swords court card like that, we'll say it's like maybe an air sign. It doesn't really matter if you are or not, but it's almost like saying, like, put your thinking cap on and take your time with this. We have the 3 of Wands, so sure, Wands, passion, but the 3 of Wands to me is like a card of assessment, and I know you like to do things spontaneously, you said, but, this is saying, like, look, the Judgment card comes up, it's saying, like, hey, this could be a big change. This could be like really jumping into something brand new. And we have the Hanged Man and the 3 of Wands, which, because it's a card of assessment, I associate that with waiting. And the Hanged Man says there's something we got to let go of first. The Hanged Man sometimes asks us to do a 180 and kind of see things from a different perspective. And so all of this is saying, like, it's maybe going to be a good idea to take stock of things, decide, like, okay, this time, I'm making a big decision instead of just like spontaneous decision. And the funny thing is it in a sense, doing that gets you right back into that spontaneous flow, because we associate the idea of spontaneity with the Fool card. So I feel like this is going to be a big decision, a big change for you, but a really positive one. So, right, blessings with all that.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah,
that's great to know. I've been running the family's restaurant that we've had, for like over 80 years. And, I went from living in LA to small town Wyoming, and I need a change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I went from living in LA to small town Texas. So I can relate. Like, what happened? Where's the modern world?
Yeah.
Exactly,
we're glad you
right.
called in too,
Well,
Danny.
thank you guys so much. I know you have other people, and I appreciate you guys. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year
Merry
to you too.
Christmas. Happy New Year. Yes. Oh, wow. That was a good one. I like that. And I saw Danny
Me
in the
too.
chat, but I'm glad he actually called in. It's so nice to
That was fun.
talk. Let's see. So the next question in the chat was from let's see, we did Maria's. I think it was Chai. It's like when will D is the initial of the person who's a Cancer sign that is in my mind that I'm thinking of, will contact me. Is he missing me? And you're up next, Mary. Yeah.
Is he missing me? I like that. And yeah, what I liked about how the question was phrased, really, that stood out to me, but it's like, just like, oh, that's it. The person you're thinking of, I don't need to know their astrological sign. I know some people that do lives are really into that, but I don't. I'm not. I don't need it. But yeah, the whole thing for me in doing readings is that, like, hopefully you're holding in your mind exactly what your question is and what you want to know about. And so when it comes to D, is D missing you? Look at this, the King of Cups. But look how he's sitting. I don't know how well you can see that expression. But to me, that looks like somebody's thinking like, oh, I wonder what's going on with their,
Yeah.
we have the two swords in the past position, so there may be some reason why there's been kind of quiet or silence in some way. And we have the page of cups in the future position. That's exciting because to me, pages are messengers. And this is what happens when you read cards together in a spread, right? So we had the king of cups we look at, and you look at him, you could say, maybe he is missing somebody. And underneath that, the strength card is saying, like, really missing somebody, adding that like primal urge to it. And then we have the high priestess, which often is a card of intuition. Sure, everybody will say that. But that following the two of swords, where there's like, two swords comes up in the past. It's saying like, we're coming out of this place where it's been kind of quiet. Maybe there's just this sort of tension, but it's real quiet. The high priestess to me is a very quiet card too. She has an inner wisdom. She's not like, what I consider her counterpart really is the Hierophant card, who's like always preaching, teaching somebody, mentoring somebody, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, no, I'm not going to just give you all the information. So I feel like in this spread, it's saying like, he's not telling you how strongly he feels, because it's opposite underneath the strength card. So yeah, I think they are missing you with the page of cups in the future position. That tells me you're going to have some communication going on very soon, and what's motivating it is those feelings. So let's see what Dax is getting, though. Maybe he can shed some more light.
Oh, everything I got is just confirming what you got. So you got that page of cups, you said, which would be the water sign, Cancer. I got the page of pentacles. Again, the message coming, but look at the look on his face. So, similar thing, Mary, with the what's going on, wondering about you, thinking of you. Yeah, I think he's thinking of you. And the very next card is the Hermit. And he's saying, yeah, that's a major arcana card. Yes, he is. And the message will come through. And even though he's a Cancer water sign, he's showing up as, the page of coins. And of course, that's Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But regardless of what the signs are associated with it, I just get the feeling this person's a very practical person, down to earth kind of person, and he might not be the kind of person to jump out and contact you. And, with the Hermit card, obviously he is taking a step back. He's, sitting back here waiting for you to make the first move, perhaps. And then ultimately, 6 of coins. Okay, so 6 is the success number in numerology. Whenever I get a 6, it's definitely a yes. And you got the scales there, so it's kind of like balancing this out, and being careful how you're dealing things out. And it's usually talking about money. But in this case, we're talking about relationship. So it's sort of like you need to make the first move, but it needs to be balanced. You can't just be you, but I don't think it is. I think he feels the same way. Anyway, so there you go, Mary. It's like the same. And I'm going to be up for the next one, which I'm already pulling cards for. And so this is Jesse. Will JY contact me soon? Okay. So this is one of those things, Mary, where I, ask the question like, yes, no. And the tarot's like, no, I'm not telling you. Because this is what happens sometimes. The tarot will tell you what you need to know, not what you're asking. Okay, the whole yes no thing is immaterial, because in order for it to be a yes, in order for him to contact you or for you to contact him or whatever, certain other things need to happen. And so instead of saying yes or no, it threw these other cards at me, like this one, the 7 of Cups. And a lot of times, this could be cups or emotions. And it's a lot of times it's a dreamlike state. It's multiple possibilities, unsure, what to decide on, that kind of thing. But in this particular kind of question, right away, the thing I got was, how are you looking at the relationship? Because when the 7 of Cups shows up, often it's an illusion. We're thinking of the fantasy of the relationship versus what's actually happening there. And so the Queen of Swords shows up and says, okay, you need to get more practical. You need to, swords are thoughts and ideas. You need to, first of all, make the decision that this is the one, this is the guy, but also be analytical about it and use your thought processes and not be tied up in just all the emotion. However, listen to your gut instincts, because the High Priestess shows up talking about getting in touch with your gut instincts on this. So that's what I'm getting. It's all about, the cards coming up are all about you and what you need to do, not be an illusion, and focus on it. Let's see what Mary's getting. Maybe she might shine a little more light on this, but that's basically what I'm getting, Mary.
I'm shining light on it.
Yeah. It's not saying, yes, he's going to call you. No, he's not going to call you. It's saying, here's the things you need to work on. But what did you get?
It's interesting. I got the King of Cups in the past position, and then the King of Swords in the present energy, kind of setting the tone. So underneath that, though, we have the 8 of Wands, which sometimes is a card of communication, and that can be like fast, clear to the point communication. And underneath everything is the 7 of Cups, like you got. I get the 7 of Cups. I feel like, and we end with the 9 of Wands here, I feel like you could hear from this person like pretty quickly with the 8 of Wands. I mean, that's like quick. But, I don't have the greatest feeling about it. I feel like it's somehow like a struggle. I feel like there's a sense of like not clear communication, like fast, maybe he's to the point and everything. But I feel like he might be like sort of, I don't even know if it's a he really, but with 2 kings, it feels like a he. But I feel like it's almost like it's missing some warmth. We have the warmth in the past position with the King of Cups. So he might just be going through like a weird time. Or sometimes people switch gears and they're like in work mode, where they're just like keeping the eye on the prize, reaching for the brass ring, they're going to kill it, and they're not available as much emotionally. It's the only thing I'm kind of like, I feel like you could feel like that other side of the 7 of Cups, where we feel like a little bit confused. We're like, well, what did that mean? So yeah, you could easily have communication very quickly with this person, maybe even like today, this weekend, or before the end of the year. But I don't know how satisfying it's going to be. So that's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
I hope that's helpful.
Hope that's helpful. So we got time for one more question.
Ooh.
And you're going to go first, actually. But before we do that, because I always forget every show, is to ask everybody to please hit the subscribe button, hit that bell there icon, so you'll be notified when we put things up on the channel and lives. Just wanted to say that real quick. Over in the chat, I'm sorry if we didn't get to your question, but it's an hour show. We will be back on Monday. So come back on Monday and get in early, get your question in early. Fabulous talking with you, Danny, by the way. Growing old with purpose. Rosie, one of our members, And she gets the last question. She was the next in order anyway. And she asked Mary, how will my relationships with my siblings go next year?
How will a relationship with your siblings, you and your siblings, go next year?
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting one to end on too.
It's a great question. And, it's nice to ask and to care enough to want to know. But, it's not bad, We have the 10 of Cups in the past position. We're talking about family and family relations and everything. I feel like it's saying like, okay, maybe things will be a little bit, there's going to be some fluctuation, overlooking everything. The main theme is the Two of Pentacles. And we have our ups and downs. There's multitasking. You might feel like there's all kinds of stuff happening at once. The other cards that come up, the King of Cups and the King of Swords. King of Swords in the outcome position, King of Cups up, or that's backwards. King of Cups in the outcome position, King of Swords underneath everything. Actually, the card that it is actually underneath is the only other card that came up, and that's the Judgment card. This might be a year to make some decisions, you and your siblings, and there might be some ups and downs with that. There could be some fluctuation. I don't know if you have, brothers. I hardly ever feel that like the gender is that specific when it comes to court cards, but it's more like the feelings. And so what we see is somebody that's like the King of Swords and maybe has been sort of, and it could even be you, that is like the idea person. It's like, I'm the smart one, I'm the smart one, and people need to just do what I say. If you have a sibling like that, or you're like that, I feel like, you're going to be impacted a little bit by this, whatever this big decision is, and the fluctuations, but come out like, like land softly, I want to say, with the King of Cups with us. So it's asking you to, or whoever is that person, to kind of switch the dynamic a little bit and react more emotionally to each other, but in a positive way, like feeling, not emotional, like here's all my emotional craziness, but more like taking it in and absorbing it and allowing themselves to feel. So that's what I get, but let's see what Dax is getting.
Wasn't that the same card you got earlier? That one?
Yeah, King of Cups.
Yeah, I love the drawing on that,
Me
So
too.
I just, so Rosie, I just asked that as a straightforward yes, no, like I always do, right? And what's going on? What's going on with this? I mean, are things going to get better? And the relationship's going to be good and all this kind of stuff, with the siblings. And I got something crazy, Mary. I got yes, 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 yes.
Wow.
5 yes cards, Rosie. 5. And look, the first card, the World card.
Awesome.
The Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor. 8, abundance. The 8 of Wands happening. It all happening quickly. I mean, insane. Nothing really else needs to be said there. I mean, it's like, it's yes, one of the yes cards though that came up is the 4 of Cups though. And this is that typical, not happy about how certain things are emotionally, especially if it's choices. But then there's this 4th one up here that you're not really seeing. I think what that's talking about is there's a way to get to the better relationship dynamic that you haven't tried yet. I think that's possibly what's going on here. And then the last thing I get is to program your dreams. Program your dreams. Got the Moon card. And that's how you're going to get your answer. So as you're about to go to sleep at night, you're laying, you turn off the lights, your head's going down on the pillow. Program your dreams that you want the other option. what is it that's missing? How do I get this? And, and once you'll get that somewhere during this week before the end of the year. And next year you can put it into work there. And I think you're going to be able to have really great relations again. I mean, if they're bad, I don't know. I mean, maybe she's got fine relations, I just was curious. I don't know. She didn't say in the chat, and I haven't, but she says makes sense. I think it might be my younger sister. Sharon says, have a wonderful, blessed holiday, by the way. Want to throw that in there.
You too, Sharon.
Yeah. Oh, and this from Danny, who we had on the phone line. He says, hello all, first time listener and totally digging the energy from such a dynamic duo. Sending love, light, and a Merry Christmas from Wyoming. Well, you come back anytime, Danny.
Yeah.
And hey, we have to use that in 2023. Your dynamic duo coming to you live.
Ooh, exciting.
Dynamic duo. Yes. Well, thanks everybody for being here. And we had a lot of fun. And there's 2 more times this year. Monday we're doing a live YouTube only. And then New Year's Eve for like the first time in a long time, first time ever, maybe even, Mary, we're going to be here on New Year's Eve. Same bat time, same bat channel. Yeah. Bye, everybody. Have a wonderful Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Good night, Mary Ellen.
Good night, John Boy.